Okay, what we're going to look at today is multiplying. So it's going to be a little bit of a revision, and we are going to include in that some decimals. So I've got 4 examples laid out for you, and you should be able to see them. So best thing to do is probably just crack on, do the examples, and let's see if we can apply this to some questions ourselves. So 64 times 6 is example 1. Now, I'm not really worried which method you use as long as you get to the right answer. So the method I'm going to show you is the grid method, the one that you've seen at junior school and secondary school. If you want to try out another one, that's absolutely fine. Just remember to check your answers, see whether they're right, and I'll explain how you can do that. So I want to do 64 times it by 6. So I'm going to break the 64 up into 60 and 4, and I'm going to times the answer by 6. Okay, so now I can do some nice multiplications which are a bit easier. Right, 6 times 60. So ignore the 0 and just do 6 times 6. If you're not sure how to do that, just do 6's, add them together, and keep adding 6 and do it 6 times. Okay, 18, 24, 30, 36. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lots of 6 is 36. Now we can put the zeros back in. Okay, so I've got 1 0 here, so I put a 0. 6 times 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 6 times 4 is 24. So I've got the two answers I need now, so I need to do 360 plus 24. Make sure you keep them all in the same columns, okay? All the hundreds, all the tens, and all the units. Then we add the answer together. So we got 0 and 4 is 4. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then we've just got our 3. So the answer is 384. Okay, let's have a look at a double digit number. 27 times 54. So again, I'm going to use the grid method and I'm going to break it up into 20 and 7, 50 and 4. Okay, so we've got 20 and 7 and we're timesing that by 50 and 4. Don't forget to put the times in there to remind us what we're doing. So again, we just do the multiplying. So 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. But then I've got 1 0 here and 1 0 here, so I need to add on those two zeros. 7 times 5 is 35. 1 0 on the 50. I've got 4 times 2, which is 8. 1 0 on the 20. And 4 times 7, which is 28. And just like I did before, I now need to add the answers together. So 1,000, 350, 80 and 28. So keep the digits in the same columns. So the hundreds column, the tens column, and the units column, the tens column, and the units column, the tens column, and the units column. And then we're going to add all of this together. So 0, 0, 0, and an 8 gets me 8. 2 plus 8 makes 10. Plus the 5 makes 15. So I put the 5 in and I carry the unit across, the 10 across. 3 plus 1, well, it's actually 100. 3 plus 1 is 4. And I've got a 1, which is just 1. So the answer to this is 1,458. Now, if you want to check your answer, grab your calculator. It's that simple. 27 times 54. 27 times 54 equals 1,458. What was the answer? 1,458. So we know we're doing it right. Right, 7.32 times 5. Now the trick here is to ignore the decimal place and then put it back in at the end once you've done your answer. So I'm going to do 732 and I'm going to times it by 5. Okay, that's the calculation I'm going to do. So I'm going to break this up into 7 hundreds, 3 tens and 2 units. and I'm going to times that by 5. Then I'm going to add the answer together once I've worked them out. So 5 times 7 is 35. Add the 2 zeros. 5 times 3 is 15. Add the 1 0. And 5 times 2 is 10. Now I'll add those together. 3,500, 150, and 10. So I've got zeros, so that's 0. 0, 5, and 1, that adds up to 6. 5 and 1 adds up to 6, and I've got a 3. So, going back to the question though, I had 2 numbers after the decimal point, okay? And no numbers here after the decimal point. So in total, I've just got 2 numbers after the decimal point. So my answer must have 2 numbers after the decimal point. So the 2 numbers are the 0 and the 6. So the decimal point is going to go between the 2 6's. So the answer is 36.6. There is another 0 there, but I don't need to put it when it's as a decimal. Okay, so that is your answer. Let's do a quick check. So what was the question? 7.32 times 5. 7.32 times by 5. Let's have a look at the answer. Oh, they've given me a fraction, so I have to press the SD button to change it to a decimal. 36.6. Hopefully you can see that, and that was the answer we got. Last example. All right, so I'm multiplying 2 decimals together. So just like I did last time, I'm going to ignore the decimal points and I'm going to do 62 times 74. And then what I'll do is I'll do what I did last time and I'll put the decimal point in back at the end. So I've got 60 and 2, and I'm timesing that by 70 and 4. So 7 times 6, that's a big number, but it is 42. And then I've got 1 0, 2 zeros, so I put the 2 zeros in. 2 times 7 is 14, and I've got the 1 0. 4 times 6 is 24, and I've got the 1 0. And 2 times 4 is 8. So next step is add them all together. So 4,200, 140, 240, and 8. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 8 is 8. 0 plus 4 plus 4 is 8. 2 plus 1 plus 2 is 5. And 4. So it's 4, 5, 8, 8. Now go back to the question. The first number has 1 number after the decimal point. The second number has 1 number after the decimal point. So in total, I've got 2 numbers after the decimal point. So again, I'm going to have to make sure there's 2 numbers after my decimal point. So that's going to be the 8 and the 8, and the decimal point will go just after the 5. So the answer is 45.88. And we do our check. So we've got 6.2 times by 7.4 equals, it's giving me the fraction again, so I'm going to have to press the SD button, 45.88, and that is the right answer. So that just shows me that I've done the right answer. So when you do these questions, there's a number of sections doing different kind of stuff. Sometimes it's money, but don't worry, it's still just decimals. Okay, make sure you show the workings. Once you're happy with a particular question, maybe you want to move on and do the next set. All right, look, have a great day, and I hopefully will speak to you soon. All right, see you. Bye.